A very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on TV1. We're coming to you live and direct from Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. First, start off with a look at your top stories this afternoon. Police identify suspects who shot two terrorists in Katharagama last night. Fishermen allege kerosene price reduction not in effect. Pentagon reassures allies of its ironclad security after President Trump cancels Korean military exercises. Angelo Matthews and Lahiru Gamage return from Windies tour. Starting off with your lead story this afternoon, police have identified the suspects who shot the chief incumbent of the Katharagama Kirivehera Raja Mahaviharya, Venerable Kobavaka Daminda Thera, and another Thera last night. Chief incumbent of the Katharagama Kirivehera Raja Mahaviharya, Venerable Kobavaka Daminda Thera, and another Thera sustained injuries following the shooting carried out last night. A high-ranking police officer in charge of the division said the shooting had been carried out over a dispute based on the ownership of the Katharagama Mahasen Devalaya. The ownership of the Mahasen Devalaya had been transferred to the chief incumbent, Venerable Daminda Thera, following a court order issued last year. Police said information has come to light that the shooting was masterminded by the caretaker of the Mahasen Devalaya, who was angered by the transfer of ownership, adding that the three suspects had arrived in the SUV owned by him. Police noted that this was further confirmed by the police officers who were on duty for the security of the Daminda Thera at the time of the shooting, adding that although they had pursued the suspects, their efforts to arrest them were futile. However, according to the high-ranking police officer, the officers who were on duty had noted down the number plate of the SUV and the vehicle had been taken into police custody. Several police teams are conducting operations to arrest the suspects who fled the scene. Police media spokesperson SP Ruan Gunasekara said the shooting was carried out at around 10:50 last night. The Theros had been shot while they were returning after worshipping the Kirivehera, and they were transferred to the Hambantota General Hospital for further treatment after being admitted to the Debaraveva Hospital. Director of the Hambantota General Hospital, Dr. Danushka Pereira, said a surgery was performed on the chief incumbent last night, adding that he was receiving treatment at the intensive care. Dr. Pereira said 5 shots had been fired at the abdominal area of Venerable Daminda Thera. According to Dr. Pereira, the other Thera is not in serious condition. Now, although the price of kerosene oil was reduced to 70 rupees since last night, certain filling stations are still issuing kerosene oil at the old price. Fishermen who arrived in Veligama to purchase kerosene oil had to face such a situation. Although the price of kerosene oil was reduced to 70 rupees, it is still being sold to fishermen at 101 rupees a litre. When we inquired on this from the owner of the filling station, he said that the Petroleum Corporation had not informed them of the reduction. The owner later came and informed the fishermen that he was notified of the price reduction a short while ago. The fishermen who came to a filling station in Jambuwata Chilau had to purchase the kerosene oil at the old price. Now, another trade union joined the strike action launched by postal employees last night. The Postal and Telecommunications Officers Association joined the trade union action. General Secretary of the union, H.K. Karyavasam, said that they will continue their strike action until the recruitment procedures are formalized.
The Postal Trade Union's collective stated that over 1 million letters had stacked up at the Central Mail Exchange in Colombo as of last night. Our correspondent said that all postal employees attached to the Hatton Main Postal Office and Sub-Post Office had not reported to work. According to our correspondent, all the activities at the payment section was conducted. This was how the Kurunagala Main Post Office was seen this morning. All employees of the Kurunagala Main Post Office stepped down from their official duties. The Gaul Main Post Office were also closed. According to our correspondent, no official activities were carried out at the location. The main post office in Vavuniya was also seen closed today. Activities at the post office had been hampered as the officers had refrained from reporting to work. Our correspondent said that a number of senior citizens who came to the post office to obtain their allowances were severely inconvenienced.
The Presidential Commission of Inquiry has instructed detectives to inquire whether the BOI was under any influence not to take action on Mihin Lanka Private Limited for not complying with the terms of the agreement. The investment director of the Board of Investment testified, even though Mihin Lanka was informed continuously about the breach of terms on tax concessions, until Mihin Lanka ceased operations, they had never responded back to the BOI. The Commission was concerned why the Operations Department and the Supervisory Department at the BOI had not taken action regarding the failure of Mihin Lanka Private Limited. It also came to light the BOI had given Mihin Lanka tax concessions to the total of 385.314 million rupees from 2012 to 2018. These include import duty, nation building tax, VAT, production tax, CESS and port and airport tax. Mihin Lanka Private Limited had imported 40 million rupees worth of goods under the premise of using them after importing and returning back to the supplier. These goods were imported with tax concessions. Moreover, Sri Lankan Airlines enjoyed 254 billion rupees as tax concessions from the BOI from 2012 to 2015 and another 307 billion rupees as tax concessions from 2015 to 2018 to import goods and material to the country. Sri Lankan Catering Limited was given a total of 5 billion rupees as tax concessions from 2012 to 2018. The 184th annual feast mass of St. Anthony's Church in Kochikade, Colombo will be celebrated today.
Catholic devotees across the island visit the church for the feast. Today is the final day of the feast, which began on the 3rd of this month, and it is considered to be an important event on the Catholic calendar. The parade carrying the statue of St. Anthony's will begin at 3 this evening.
Many things in our lives are drifting away from us now. Not only money, land and power, but some essential qualities of a human being like kindness, love, affection and humanity. These qualities are being lost in the modern society.
The procession will travel along the St. Anthony's Road, Jintupiti Road, Appuhami Lane, Jampeta Lane, Aluthetti Lane and will end at the Kochikade roundabout.
Wildlife officers saved an elephant who had fallen into the ZD Canal in Madurwawaya. The rescue operation took over 8 hours.
While officers, military personnel, police officers and area residents joined the rescue effort. The elephant, aged 30 years, had come to the ZD Canal to drink water. The elephant had fallen into the canal in Virana and was washed away by the current about 3 kilometers to Mathagama. Wildlife officers said that the elephant was saved in Mathagama with the use of a support made of a metal chain and tires. The elephant was released to the Aranaganmila Galthalava Reserve.
A fire erupted at a shop in Batuangula, Neluwa in Gaul.
The owner of the shop had heard a loud noise while he was at his house located close proximity to the shop. He had closed the shop and returned home last night. When the fire was detected, the owner along with area residents had doused it.
Let's now take a look at some provincial news stories.
This is a non-peril village in Sabaragamuwa province. children have to travel a distance of 8 kilometers to reach the Vivekananda school for their education. There are only 4 staff members at this school, which include the principal. 110 follow their education here.
Although there are classes from 1 to 8, there are teachers only from grade 1 to 4. The remaining students just sit in the class. Although I requested the parents to take the leaving certificates of the children, they do not want to do that because their children have no other alternative.
Please find some teachers for our children. They are preparing to write their scholarship exams. These are very poor children and they don't have teachers. Although the farmers of the Hulanuge village in Lahukala Divisional Secretariat planted cowpea during the last season, that they are unable to sell their produce.
We spend a lot of money on wages and other things. We only spend. There is no income. We are facing a situation where we have to eat all of our harvest. And that's all the news we've got for you this afternoon. Do join us again at 1:55 for more of the very latest. To follow details of these stories and more, you can log on to our website www.newsfirst.lk. I'm Charlotte Benedict for the News First team. Have a good day.